Reported by the Associated Press of NBCnews.com, Kellogg's workers across 4 different states have been on strike since the 5th of October of this year, and have now rejected another offer of 3% raises from the company corporate. There is a divided system of wages among the workers. Newer employees earn almost $11 to $12 less than older employees, do not share the same vacation and insurance benefits across the board. The workers have been battling with Kellogg's for almost a year now for better retirement and health care benefits, but ultimately walked out at the beginning of October. Now, the peers are fighting to have equal pay, regardless of how many years they've worked for the company. Their union, the Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco Workers, and Grain Millers International Union, has had their full support, and the union continues to report their stance on offers and negotiations. A sociologist at Virginia Commonwealth University, Victoria Chen, states, "A union depends on the solidarity of its members. When you have two-tiered systems, which have become popular in corporate America, you're weakening that solidarity. It turns workers against each other." So the workers have gone against the company and trying to make sure that everyone has equal pay. And a labor rights professor at Rutgers University, Todd Vachon, also contributes by saying, by voting no, the workers are making a strong statement that they are not satisfied by the agreement, but they are also signaling they believe that they have the leverage that's needed to win more. For some historical context, the reason they're able to protest and be protected by their union is because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's New Deal. Back in the 1930s, working class utilized Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal to protect themselves and their rights in the formation of unions. And this was revolutionary at the time. Employees sought to better their working conditions, like health conditions, wages, and rights, under the contract of their employers. From American Yop, Chapter 23, across the country, unions and workers took advantage of the New Deal's protections to organize and win major concessions from employers. 3 years after the NLRA, National Labor Relations Act, Congress passed the Fair Labor Standards Act, creating the modern minimum wage. In the 1930s, the Great Depression left so many Americans without wages to feed and run their homes. And with the passing of the Second New Deal, FDR was able to keep his guarantee of lifting up American workers out of the pitfall of the Depression and into jobs and wages to support their families. Comparing one of the first unionized strikes to the strike happening today is one way of understanding how much labor issues have changed. Talking about one of the first unionized strikes, American Yop, Chapter 23, a national workers' organization, the Congress of Industrial Organizations, won a major victory in 1937 when affiliated members in the United Automobile Workers, UAW, struck for recognition and better pay and hours at a General Motors plant in Flint, Michigan. Launching a sit-down strike, workers remained in the building until management agreed to negotiate. Kellogg's is now looking for replacement employees to keep the production of their cereals running and on shelves for consumers to enjoy. Like the sit-down, Kellogg's employee protesters have created a picket line, and potential new employees will have to cross this boundary in order to get inside the plants. This forces employers and new employees to see their plight and have more empathy for their situations. Consistently working more than 80 hours a week throughout the pandemic, strikers believe that they are worth more than what is being negotiated to them. This strike has become a national conversation and even popular discourse on the internet. People all over the country stand with the strikers, and there are many more boycotting Kellogg's products in their grocery stores, hoping to make the company give their employers what they deserve.